All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. I got the pleasure of having on as a guest today, man. You guys know he really needs no introduction. Entrepreneurship, hip-hop mogul, movie star extraordinaire, businessman. I mean, the list goes on and on. I had this brother on a couple times before, but it's always a pleasure when I can bring in my good friend, Ice Cube, on the show. Ice, how you doing, my brother?
What up, Chris? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm hanging in there, man. I see you in the car right now, Q. Where you headed to, man? Where's your destination, man?
I just dropped my son off at the gym. So I'm gonna kick back here and wait for him to finish, and then we're gonna go back to the house.
All right, Q. So obviously, man, you got a lot of things going on everywhere, and the Big3. You guys made a big announcement this morning. Ownership. So of all the teams you have, there's going to be a chance for fans to invest in ownership of each team. Now, can you explain how this came about and explain the process in which fans can get involved?
Well, when we started the Big3, we as a league own all the teams. And we knew as the league grew, at some point, we would, sell the teams and, have individual owners at some point as the league grow. And when the NFT blockchain kind of started to come into the public's view, especially sports fans, we saw this as a great opportunity, being the Big3, to not have just millionaire, billionaire owners who may be into other things, but to actually have fans own pieces of the teams. So this is like the match made in heaven for us as the Big3, because we'd rather have fans who are passionate, or even investors who are passionate about the league, to really focus on growing the league and helping us grow the league by becoming owners of our teams. There's only 1,000, spots, so to speak. We have 2 tiers of ownership. And so to me, it's great because we're doing things to make you feel like an owner. It's a lot of meat on the bone. Other leagues are doing it, but they're doing more of a hyped up VIP package. Ours is real ownership. You can even use the IP of your team to create other, opportunities, in business. So it's, we want to definitely deliver a lot to our owners to make them feel like, hey, that's my team. And so it's just a great day because now we can do it through this, NFT blockchain system, and we can, actually have, a means to really deliver on all the things that we promise in ownership of the Big3 teams.
Cube, I'm going to rattle off some of the perks of it, but I just want to ask you, because I want to come out of your own words. What are going to be some of the major perks involved in being a part of ownership?
If you show up to a Big3 game, you're definitely going to be treated like an owner, without a doubt. You can come to practices. You can come, to the arena early. We got your, owner box ready for you. We got a section for everybody that's part of this, everybody that's in ownership. So, all the merch, we're probably going to overdo you with merch. If your team makes it to the championship, you get a ring, if you win. So, it's everything, I mentioned being able to use the IP, which is the intellectual properties, to be able to, if you want to create ashtrays and coffee mugs and whatever you want to do with it, you can be able to do with it. Having voting rights on what decisions the teams make, being able to speak to the team on a weekly basis, being able to speak to the officials, if you're in like a call. It's just, it's more things than I can really name off if you really read what we're offering. Like I said, it's more meat on the bone than any other league trying to do this.
Now, I want to rattle off some of the things real quick. As ownership benefits include first right to expansion teams, percentage of future team sales, championship game perks for owners of participating teams, including receiving championship rings at presentation ceremonies, player and coach meet and greets, signed fireball, access to team practices. So you mentioned all that stuff, Cube, and there's a lot more. You guys, we have it on our website at Yahoo Sports, so you guys can check out all that entails. But this is a unique opportunity for a league that's still growing. And Cube, I had the pleasure, man. I had the esteemed pleasure of covering you guys last year in, let me see, this was in the Bahamas. That was awesome. That was awesome, man. Just see you guys put that thing together. And you guys had to kind of come up with something, we're still in a pandemic at that time, and you made it out. What's in store for this upcoming season?
We still gotta, recognize that there is a pandemic going on and there's new variants. So, we're still navigating that, on where we're gonna play this year. It's it's an issue because you don't want to play in a game and then it gets shut down. So, it's not easy to navigate, but it's it's something that we're doing. We got our schedule pretty much locked. We just got to kind of pull the final trigger on them, and hopefully it all work out like it did last year. But for any league, especially a young league like ours that don't have many games, to think of having a game canceled, is something that we don't even want to speculate on. You know what I mean? We just want to make sure that we can put the games on and that people can enjoy them. So, it's a challenge, but we did it last year. We'll do it this year.
For sure. This is going to be the fifth year, the fifth season coming up. You've been having tryouts up to this point, and I got to ask you about this brother, man. Delonte West, he's been somebody who's been in the hearts of the basketball community for various reasons. He tried out. How did he look, Q?
I mean, he looked good. I mean, from what I heard, I wasn't there at the tryout, but from what I heard, that it's not a charity case. He looked ready. He was, the most skilled out of the guys that showed up, one of the most. So, he makes it on to the next stage, which is the Combine in Las Vegas, May 14th. And so, he has to go against guys who are fresh off of, from G League to playing around the world, guys who are just stepped out of the NBA. So, he has to step his game up to another level to be drafted. At the end of the day, it's not an Ice Cube call or a league call. It's really our player captains and co-captains and coaches who make the call on who gets drafted and who gets into the league. So we're all rooting for him. But, it ain't about your name. It's about your game in the Big 3. So, if he come with the game, he'll be in the league. Even if he doesn't get drafted, being in our draft pool, during the season, if somebody get hurt, he can get pulled. So, I just tell him to keep his game sharp, keep it up. You never know when you're going to play in the Big 3.
Cube, a couple of years ago, I covered you guys' Combine in Vegas a few years ago. That's actually when you came on my pod a few years back. But what I found interesting, Cube, is there were a lot of big names there that play in the NBA that didn't even get drafted. I was like, wow, I'm like, this is serious, man.
I mean, it's its own sport. You have to have skills in the 3-on-3 game, which is all around skills. If you have a weakness, it will get exposed in the Big 3. So, some guys were specialists in the NBA, spot up 3-point guys. or just kind of transition guys. And when you get in the big three, there's no transition. You got to man up, and you got to beat the guy that's in front of you and work with your teammates. So it's a whole different skill set, and that's what people learn when they come to the big three. That just because you had success in the NBA doesn't mean you're going to have success in the big three, and vice versa. Just because you didn't have success in the NBA, that don't mean you can't get loose in the big. I mean, just because you had, you know what I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because you had, didn't have success in the NBA, that don't mean you can't come to the big three and get loose. So it's its own game.
And that's what I found interesting. So I want to ask Cube. So every year there's always a retired player who has a big name that retires from the NBA or something like that. Then the next big question is, okay, well, you still got game left. Why don't you go play in the big three? One of those guys' names I'm gonna mention is Jamal Crawford. But I want to ask you particularly about him. And are there any other names that you're interested in trying to secure and lure onto the big three this season?
We at a point where we want you if you want to play. If you're retired and you're done, then we don't want you either. But if you still want to show what you got, then everybody know where we are. We're not hard to find. So it's really on to these players if they want to keep going in pro basketball. They want to keep playing in front of their fans. It's up to them. I don't want to coerce or try to ask anybody to play just because they had a big name in the NBA. I want guys who still got that chip on their shoulder and still want to show people what they got on the court. And so, come one, come all. We here. Our combine is May 14th. All pros are invited. If you played anywhere in the world professionally, you're invited. So we'll see who show up. And even if you don't want to show up, if you want to just throw your name in the draft pool and see if somebody picked you up, you can do that too. It's really on you, But I suggest you come show what you got if you want to play in the big three.
I've been a Cube. I played college ball. I entertain trying out.
Come on with it, 22 and up, you could try. We got to try out in Chicago this Saturday. You can come in, show what you got, man.
I ain't ready. I ain't ready, Q. Maybe next year, man. I'm busting up my neighbors right now.
That's cool. You can always come sit by me, man, and watch me go.
I appreciate it. I'm about to take you up on that, Q.
Anytime.
Q, you said the big three is here. You guys are here. They know about you. They know about the league now. But a team that's not here right now, as I transition, is your Los Angeles Lakers, Q. So what's going to have to happen for this team to improve itself next season? And what do you think was the issue for the most part this year?
Well, this year they all didn't play together a lot. Somebody was hurt, it seemed like every few games. So next year, I think they just gotta bring in some new players. Lakers got a habit of getting rid of their young, up and coming players. And so I think we got to go back to, bringing in some more young players. These players that we got now, they may be a little too rich, a little too kind of set in their basketball ways to bring a championship to LA. But you never know. If they tried it again next year, I wouldn't be mad. So, I have trust in the Lakers front office. They brought us championships since the 80s. So I believe and trust that they'll figure it out. And, I'm a fan when it comes to watching the Lakers, I'm going to just kick back and see what they do for us.
So to be clear, Q, you said you will be okay. I think you're pertaining to that. You're talking about that big three.
Did the power go out on him? Looked like the power went out.
My bad, Q. My power went out, man. My bad.
Yeah, you was about to ask me that crazy ass question about the Lakers. And their power went out. You know, that's God telling you, man. Move on.
Yeah, he gave you extra time to think about it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Now, Cube, you said right now that you might be okay with them running it back again. And I think you mean by running it back, bringing back the big three, Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and AD. Are you comfortable with trying to do that again with those three?
Yes, I am. I am. Definitely.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
I think they need a few more pieces around. You know, I like Carmelo there too, though, but I think we need a few more pieces. But, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, they can run that back. They didn't get a chance to play together a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ain't played 30 games in a row. Like, you know, what can you do, really? You know what I'm saying? So we'll, I wouldn't mind if they brought it back.
Okay, you're a very rational fan. Most fans don't have that take right there. You know, blow it up.
I'm a fan that know you can't win the damn championship every year. You just can't do it. I don't care how good you think you are, your organization is. You're not going to win it every year. And so, you know, if this is a year that we don't win it, I'm fine because I know Lakers are always making the right moves to put themselves in a position to be champions. That's all that matters.
I got a couple more questions, Q, but I'll get you out of here, man, real quick. I think you're still on tour a little bit. You're still going through with Mount Westmore. Like, how was that? Just teaming up with E40, Snoop, and E40 and Too Short. Like, how is it teaming up with those guys?
Like being at a family reunion with your crazy ass cousins. You know what I mean? It's like everybody can relate to that. And you know, we've been friends so long and we've toured together forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, as individuals. Like, I got some shows coming up with just Snoop. I got some shows coming up with Too Short and E40. You know, and I got some shows coming up with Mount Westmore. So we've been seeing each other forever and doing records with each other. I've been friends with Schultz since 88, 89. You know, so we go back, you know, like 4 flats on the Cadillac. So it's just cool to be in a group, a super group. We all from California. We all, you know, think in the same direction when it comes to legacy. And we know this is a legacy moment for hip hop, and we want to do it right and do it big.
Okay. No, y'all definitely doing it, man. That's, you know, you guys are my upbringing, man. You know, you guys help people in my age bracket. You know, I'm 40 now, so you helped us grow, listen to y'all, and see all you guys teaming up, man. It's a beautiful thing. So, Cube, I gotta ask you this. I have to ask you, Cube, because you're a brother that came up NWA and you went corporate. And so you know how to handle yourself.
I ain't never go corporate, but keep going.
Well, listen, I know you, but I know you know what I'm saying, Cube. So, but basically what I'm saying is you know how to handle yourself if it's in the street or if it's in business affairs. So, Cube, with that, all that being said, Cube, what would you have done when you saw Will Smith approaching you at the Oscars?
I mean, I can't think about that because I wouldn't have never said nothing about the man's wife in his face.
So that's the problem. So that's the issue you seen.
Rakim said in 1987, you can get a smack for that.
I respect it. That's a different approach from most, but I respect it.
Yeah. Well, I always got a different approach than most, but it's never, you can always put down a demonstration, brother. It's never nowhere that you can't put down a demonstration. Yeah, and that's what that was. That was a demonstration.
That's a demonstration. Okay. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, Cube. Cube, what else you got working on? What projects you got working on outside of the sporting ventures and music?
Well, Well, we got this Mount Westmore project. That's blowing up. I always got my hand in something. We doing NFTs. On the solo tip. I released one called Man vs. Machine a couple of months ago. I released another one called White Crenshaw. So we just trying to be creative. In our spaces, and it's a very good time for creative people. And so, I'm just trying to make the most of it, with movies, music, now in the digital world. So just trying to have fun, man, and bring dope projects to the world.
Well, Cube, man, I appreciate you taking some time, man, on this this day in which you got dad obligations, brother. So I appreciate you taking some time and jumping on with me, man. So
man. Anytime, Chris. Go for it.
No, go ahead, Cube.
No, I was about to just say anytime, Chris, man. Much love where your career is going, man, and watching you and rooting for you.
No, that means a lot coming from you, Cube. And Cube, before you jump off right quick, man, I invited my neighbors over here. Come say what's up to Cube real quick, man. They just wanted to come. My man
What's up,
Sal.
Y'all? Yeah.
Rob.
How y'all doing? Much love, y'all.
Come see what's up. Yeah, this
appreciate you, man.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for y'all. This is Ice Cube right here, the legend, the Don. Everybody, hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Peace.